up, I am on my way. I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sun said it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready?
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 15. Awesome, right? We're almost halfway through there, guys. And today we have another amazing set of guests. Yes, because there's not just one, but there's two of them for today. And we're going to be talking about a little bit about how does a family business happen, right? So for most of us, we can resonate with this. We Most of us grew up in a family where our parents actually somehow did a little bit of business. All right, so please feel free to put your comments or questions or suggestions on the comments on Mommy Guide Inc.'s Facebook page or YouTube channel. Just always be respectful at all times. Hi, our guests again today are Nolan and Jamie Hong. They are husband and wife team behind Pop Creative Media. They are also parents to two amazing teenagers and two very spoiled dogs. They opened their business called Pop Creative Media in 2016 with the primary focus of creating videos to support local nonprofits. But along the way, they were also asked to produce love stories for couples getting married, and they found that they had a knack for it. Since they had been transitioning to make space in their business for family legacy videos so they can use the skills they have acquired in their 20 plus years in the industry to serve the families in their community. So, how did this business come about? And the many other things that they can share or that they will share about how they've started it and continuing to grow it, we will try to unpack this morning. Again, wherever you are in the world, good day to you. So, first time on Mommy Guide Inc. Without further ado, let's welcome Nolan and Jamie. Hi, both of you. Hello.
Hello! Wow, this looks so great. So great to finally be in here with you.
Thank you, Nolan. Yes, we've been together in a private group. That's how I met Nolan and Jamie. And although they live in Hawaii, guys, so they're not from the Philippines. So it's noon, just past noon, where they are in the world. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank you both for being here. it's a very busy month for you both, I know. And also there's a family event going on in a little bit, right?
Yeah, and
Yes.
you said earlier two amazing teens, and I was like, oh, let's not say amazing. They're pretty good teens.
Fair play.
They might be
Let's not go
watching Nolan,
overboard.
so we
All
have
right.
to say amazing.
Yeah.
All
They-
right. Exactly. So before we start, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Of course, that's me saying hi and hello to everyone. And Super Floop, this is my awesome daughter, Samantha, who's also my moderator. Yes. And of course, we have Roy. Good day. Early morning start, I see. Yes, Roy. Early morning. Okay. So when it comes to time, anytime is okay. Good morning, Jason. Thank you so much, Anak, for being here. Mega love shout out. Okay. Hi, Nolan and Jamie. So happy to see you both. There you go. So that
nice
is
to
my.
see you, Super Floop. I love your name.
Actually, we said you have to change that,
Oh,
right? Because it sounds a little
why?
negative, right? So, super floop.
I don't even know what Floop is. It
Fun.
sounds yeah.
It's like, something like, I just want to lazy sleep, something like
But
that.
it's super. So if you're gonna be something like that, just do it the best you can. That's very positive, very
Okay. Oh,
empowering.
there you go, anak. See? Okay, we might she might actually keep it. She's not changed it. She passed.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
also a content creator. She's actually the reason behind why I'm doing this. She started doing YouTube at age 7 and then she stopped.
Holy smokes.
And then I saw her channel grew without even doing anything about it for 500,000 views on most of her videos. So I said I'm gonna try YouTube as well. So she's actually my inspiration. And we have Marcus. Hi, Marcus. And
Marcos!
yes,
Yeah!
yes, Marcus is everybody's, super supporter. Thank you so much, Marcus. No matter what time, it's actually almost bedtime for Marcus. So thank you for joining us, Marcus. All right. So Nolan and Jamie, we said that it runs in the family, right? The topic for today,
Mhm.
because we're going to focus a little bit on because we're going to try to also talk about the other stuff that you guys do. But first, it runs in the family, about family business. So I briefly mentioned about that you started in 2016 and all. So maybe in a again, in a nutshell, okay, so how did pop creative media start? So any of you, and of course say hi first. I forgot to say ask hi to everybody first. Say hi to everyone.
Hello, everybody, including you, Super Floop.
Okay, yeah, so how did
Well,
the business start?
well, it started like when we first met and became friends, working for a television company, and in that experience, we kind of happened to work with each other, doing television commercial production and stuff. And in that, we realized we actually really liked working with each other on creative stuff, and so we actually just started doing fun little, side YouTube videos just for fun. And in that, some friends saw that and were like, "Hey, can we hire you to make videos for us?" And through that experience, it just kind of evolved into where we're like, "Hey, we actually really enjoy working with each other, and people are willing to pay us money to make videos for them. Why don't we just start our own business and leave and try to create something for ourselves?" And so that's kind of what it started from. And like you, I was born into a family of entrepreneurs, so I kind
Mm-hmm.
of, I think that's been part of my blood as far as like, having my own business, or seeing how it's been done before, where it's like you're proud of it, it's something you're passionate about and you have control over. So that also was what, inspired us to really take that leap and say, let's just throw caution to the wind and jump out of this airplane with no parachute and hope that we fly.
That's a perfect description of when you were trying to start a business, right? It's really, there's so many variables that they probably might not be able to prepare for, but at least once you have the basics, and as Nolan and Jamie said, this was something that they're liking, then they're loving it, and people were willing to pay for it, right? So it's a very viable business option, right? Actually,
Mhm.
Nolan being having grown up in a business environment, right? So it was a natural, transition, so to speak, right? But of course, doing a business, it takes a lot of, there are many nuances. Like when you're working for a company, right? You do a certain job and that's it. Okay,
Mhm.
being business owners, you're in charge of basically, especially when you're starting, right? Basically everything. Right? You're the boss, you're the president, vice president, director, you're also the driver, delivery guy, and all of those stuff, right? Okay. So how did the workload look like? Like how did you and Jamie, handle the workload? Who does this? Who does that? Especially in the beginning.
Well, we you also failed to mention the other department we have to fill, which is HR, and she is constantly reporting me to HR, which conveniently is me. So, um, what we did is, we sat down and really just listed out all the different possible roles we could think of that we imagined would need to be filled in their business,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like, do you want to do it? You want to do it? We just kind of plopped ourselves into those roles. But what I like to joke is that I just have Jamie do all of the hard stuff, and then I just talk about it.
So Jamie is like the behind the scenes. So I know people would wanna hear from Jamie. Jamie. So Jamie, what is it that you love most about being with Nolan in in pop? Why pop? You see pop on Nolan's shirt, right? Why pop creative media? Was this Jamie's or Nolan's, brainchild, so to speak? The name.
um, I don't think she remembers, and I tend to make things up. So this could or could not be the actual story. But in my memory, we were listing out all kinds of different names for our business that we
Uh-huh.
wanted to be easy for people to remember, but also be relevant to what we're doing. And so we are just trying to think of like single word type of things instead of making like a long, you
Mhm.
know, something, 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 something. So we're like, well, we want something that'll pop, that'll stand out because that will make help our clients like be able to be seen and such. And that's what we want, our type of videos to do for them is make them, you know, make an impact. And so when I said the word pop, it was because we were collecting all these little action figures and bobblehead dolls that they were called pop figures.
Oh,
And so then they're like, "Well, we have like thousands of those already, and we do, and it would be something like where we're making videos that would pop into people's minds and make them pop on the screen. So we're like, let's just make it pop creative media."
awesome. So I never even knew about that one. And we've known each other for quite a while. And we've known each other's journey a little bit. So that's great to know that actually I know that figure because my daughter, Super Floop, also collects those. But not as many as yours, especially, the Star Wars one and some of the anime ones that she likes so much. So I actually like them now because I have no choice. But I got to like them eventually, right?
They're very addictive.
Exactly. So both of you somehow, as you said, you had a background in TV, right? So you knew both how to do the production and all of these things. But when you started your own business, you started, I believe, from scratch. So how difficult was that in terms of putting down the groundwork, the logistics of starting up?
What were your memories? Because see, I always think about the good things because I'm a very positive person, but she will instantly remember. Oh, it was so hard because this, and this. So
the worst thing was the finances. Because
Mm,
we had experience on the video production side, so all of that,
Mm.
like doing the client work, that was okay. But we didn't know how to make a budget for a
Yeah.
business.
We didn't know
mhm.
how
So
to price
we
anything.
we forgot, in taking account our expenses and how much we had to charge for stuff, we forgot about, we were living separately, so we forgot about both of our mortgages and all of our all of our major home expenses when we were trying to figure out our pricing. So we were really bad off in the
Okay.
beginning.
I think everybody can resonate. And I think that's one of the reasons also why people tend to not do business, right? That the
Yeah.
finance part, right? So how do you
Mhm.
actually do you need to have a major, or do you have to have a background in business administration to actually start up a business or to become an entrepreneur?
I think, well, I just had to decide that I would figure it out, because before that I tried to make him do it, and it didn't, that's not how his brain works. So it was pretty bad.
So
So
yes, Jamie,
when I
sorry, go ahead.
decided that I would learn it, then I think since then it's been okay, but it took a while to figure out. But you just gotta decide that you're gonna suck it up and do something that you don't really want to do.
Yeah, so part of business is a business, right? Right. So there
Um,
should be profit. Okay. So I think we all went through that, Jamie, right? So in the beginning, for most of us who are starting up a business, we normally start with a business that we are either passionate about, something that
Mhm.
we know about, or sometimes something that we were forced to, right? Okay, sometimes any of those three, or a combination of all three, right? So, but again, I agree with the finances. That's one thing that's difficult, and also I agree also that you don't need a business degree, right? So in my case, it was the opposite. My parents, I wanted to go into business school, but my parents said you don't need a business, a business degree to do business. You know what, how to do business, we've been doing it for like forever. But then I wanted, my brain is like, I need a formula.
Mm.
The way my parents did business is, okay, no, this will be sunk cost, sunk cost, sunk cost. I was like, huh? If everything is sunk cost, how will I put all this overhead cost into the equation, right? So they have a different way of doing things, but it does work. But again, as Jamie said, there are many things that, as a beginner business owner, probably we might miss, but along the way, we will learn from it. And look at where Nolan and Jamie now with Pop Creative Media, right? So if you're not yet familiar with their business, you can head on to their website, and there are many other socials. It's in the description of this video down below. All right. So as we continue, okay. So I know that this business started out as, you really wanted to help nonprofits, right? So when you
Mhm.
say nonprofit, maybe some people don't really understand what are nonprofit like organizations.
it's a designation in the US. I don't know. I don't know if it's
Yes,
a
where you are is
worldwide.
okay.
Okay, so it's a tax status with the US, and but it's usually for organizations that do something to help the community. So
Mm,
they have like a mission, and I don't know what else.
mhm.
In layman terms, for me to better understand, it's
Mhm.
like these organizations that are doing great work in the community to help make the world a better place.
All right.
So
So
it's
in
not like
short, this
corporate kind of thing.
organizations are really not very big organizations or
Some
businesses.
of them
Some of
are,
them are
Some,
huge.
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, we like the little ones.
yeah.
all right. So you started with and we call them NGOs, or non-government or non-profit
Mm.
Mm.
organizations. Okay. So what kind of like things did you do for them in terms of, as you said, Pop Creative Media? What kind of things do you do for them?
Well, right now, what we're doing for them is making long format videos for their websites and social media, and content to help them communicate to their audience, who they are and their missions and whatnot. Early on, when we first started, we were trying to do everything, like help them manage their social medias and writing their newsletters and things like that. But it kind of stretched us pretty thin, and we found that where our sweet spot is, where our passion is in the video production and such. So that's where we're at now, is just video production side.
All right. So there's also tweaking and transitioning that happens along the way, right? So when you're doing business, as what Nolan and Jamie eventually realized. So in the beginning, we almost all of us, okay, try to do things that are somehow related or relative to our businesses. But eventually, they found their niche, their sweet spot, as Nolan said, and that's video production. Okay, uh, okay, we're okay. The camera is not cooperating right now. Okay, there
Yeah,
you
it's like
go.
making me look so blurry.
Oh yeah.
Why am I so blurry?
Is it working now? I think maybe when you moved it down, it
Oh,
was resting on the
I think it
computer.
was the hand when the hand gesture started. It's okay. Okay, there you
God.
go. We'll continue. All right. So now that's what they do, right? So videos. On top of that, it's as you can probably notice by now, right? So who is behind the scenes and who is in front of the scene in their business, right? So can somebody tell me, who do you think? Yes. Okay. So basically, Jamie loves I that's why I really would love to thank both of you, especially Jamie, because this is something that she really doesn't like doing, being in front of the camera. But since she is really very supportive of all our friends, including me, they are here. Yes, they are here today. So from doing business for non-profit organizations, this has actually transitioned, right? It has grown a little bit from a very niche, okay, focus on nonprofits. Actually, when I met you guys about 2 years ago, that was really the focus, right? Nonprofits. But now, as you said, it has diversified a bit. There's another part of the business that you guys have started quite recently, and that is
So
Oh my
that
gosh.
sorry. I'm
come
just
on,
really
camera
bothered by
focus.
this.
No,
Hold on. Why
it's not
There you go.
there. Oh, there. Okay.
Okay.
we're just gonna talk to you like this.
What is wrong with the
So
camera? Okay,
Oh
there
my
you go.
god.
there, okay.
Okay.
So no,
Yes. So okay, so other than nonprofits, so what side of the business, okay, did you like added on to it recently?
so what in working with a lot of non blah blah blah. In working with a lot of the nonprofits, what we're seeing that, our strengths and what our passions were was that we were able to collect so many stories and be able to almost work as interpreters for people, where it's like you have someone and their story and you have their audience on this side, and while the person's trying to communicate it, the
Mm-hmm.
audience might not be able to ingest it and understand it quite the right way. So we kind of in the middle can take are great at being able to capture the story and then mold it and formulate to where the audience can receive it in a way that it's relevant to them, or it helps kind of keep them engaged and such. And so um, in finding out that we loved capturing these stories, we realized it didn't just have to stick to only nonprofits.
Mm-hmm.
It worked a lot with people and families, and so we, started to do things called love story videos, where we captured the stories of two engaged individuals that wanted to, be able to share not only their story to their friends and family at their weddings, but also preserve it for their future children and such, to tell them back then, this is, how mom and dad met and what grandma and grandpa thought of us and all these kind of things. And then in doing that, we realized we can do the same thing for families who are trying to preserve their loved ones' stories, whether it's, their elders or whatnot,
Oh.
where we can, because a lot of people will maybe write down like,
Mm-mm.
here's, my memoirs, but we're like,
Mm-mm.
why not do it in video where you can hear their voice and see their mannerisms, and be able to merge the visuals of photos and things like that, and add music to add emotion. So that's where we've kind of started to branch off to, of where we've become, and I don't want to say we're storytellers, because the people that we're interviewing, they're the storytellers.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to say we're like the interpreters of storytelling. Like,
Yes.
we are able to
Story
take people's lives.
interpreters or the story makers or something like that, right?
Yeah,
That but
we
that's
haven't
a
quite figured it out. Maybe people in the comments can give us a
yeah.
better way
What
of,
is it?
saying.
Yes, what to actually so it's basically like what we do as in our community as creative scrapbooking, right? So we try to immortalize the memories. Okay, but most of the time it turns into more of the commercial side of the nice paper and stuff. But actually, right? So the reason behind it is trying to immortalize memories. Like in my case, I started scrapbooking because I really wanted um to immortalize the memories of my children, and when they get married I would want to, if they do get married, right, share those, if they ask who is either Samantha or Jose Luis, I give them this, scrapbooks, okay, and show them this is actually my daughter or my son, so something like that. And actually doing this in video format, right? So it's even
Mhm.
better because there's no bulk needed, right? And truly, it doesn't probably it's weatherproof, so to speak, right? So yes, that's one thing that's difficult with what we do, right? So it's a physical thing. You have to protect it from humidity, from the heat, from all of those things. Of course, we try to use, acid-free materials and all of these things to make it last longer. But a video would be a great, great, alternative or even an add-on to what we actually do in the creative industry, right? So do this as well. So that's an amazing, thought to actually do this, Nolan and Jamie. Again, the reason behind it, a lot of people actually do what I would want to have something, like that. Because when all is said and done, as I tell my kids, I'm a solo mom, and when I'm gone. So what legacy? See the word legacy, okay, is
Yeah.
very important. Do I actually leave to them? When they think of mom, when my friends or the community thinks of Mommy Lala, what do they think about? So leaving a legacy is really a wonderful thing. At the end of the day, what have you done on this earth? Or what do you think, you want people to remember you by? So that's an amazing why. Okay, so for this new aspect of the business. So again, I think there was something about legacy, something in the this side of the business. Jamie, what did you call it? This part, legacy vision, was it something like that?
The where it's Ohana Legacy videos? Is that what it
Yes.
was?
Ah,
Yeah,
so
that's
that was a video. Okay, okay.
yeah,
So
And for
okay.
those who don't know, ohana in Hawaiian means family.
yeah,
Oh,
That's
Ohana.
why.
Yes, that movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. If
Lilo
you
and
haven't
Stitch.
seen Lilo and
there you
Stitch,
go. Lilo and Stitch.
Ohana means family, and nobody gets left behind. Osaka.
You know who my daughter's favorite is Stitch. I just
oh,
recently came from Washington D.C. and I saw this Stitch, like this big a Stitch with a Santa hat. Okay, and
Ah.
I am traveling alone, so I can't carry that much. So I had to carry that big Stitch because I knew she's gonna love it, right? So she loves. I think because when she was young, she saw that and she watched that and she liked the word Ohana as well, right? Because it means family. All right, so there you go. So let's go back to the chat. To the chat a bit. Tina, hi Tina. Yes, Tina is one of our dear crafty sisters in my crafty show who joins me every Wednesdays and Saturdays. She's also a great, awesome content creator. Good morning, teens. Good morning, Marcus and Tita Tina from Sam. Okay, man, I'm horrible with all things business. Yes, I'm trying to, although she
Why are you
doesn't.
saying yes? That's so mean. Yes,
I'm
you
sorry.
are, honey.
No, no, no. I mean, yes, she doesn't like. Sorry, thank you for telling me that. I mean, she really that. When she was thinking of a course in college, I said, "Anak, why don't you?" Anak means daughter or your son. Why don't you go into business? No. So there are certain tracks here in the Philippines when you go to college. You go for STEM. I know it's the same thing for you guys. So there's STEM.
Mhm.
So there's business track. There's arts and entrepreneur and all these kinds of things. She said everything else except business. So I think I'm very similar when I was, younger, because you want to veer away from what you're, try either you try to be like what your parents are doing, or you try to do the opposite thing, right?
Yeah.
But yes, but she doesn't want, and so that's fine. But she's actually very helpful in, my current business. She knows a lot already, so if ever she does this, I know she can do it. But at this point she doesn't want to, so that's fine, and it's okay. All right. And shared po, Master Red, thank you so much for sharing, Master Red. Haha, love everyone's energy. Yes, when we were laughing when the camera was, blurry and all. So what a heartwarming backstory again. Indeed, in business, I think one of the reasons why you will stay long in business if you try to really find to find a way to make it your own, right? So there's probably many other businesses who do similar, right? A similar
Mhm.
thing. But what differentiates us from others is, of course, the touch of Nolan and Jamie, the touch of Lala, the touch of whatever it is you're doing, right? So there are many things that, yes, they probably, like in my case, they do personalize, they teach, but there is a little something there that's part of us that differentiates us from others, and that also may include the kind of service, right? So how you are with your clients, right? So that is also another thing. So find a differentiation or a value that only you guys can share. So now in terms of giving tips, right? So um can you share, Jamie and Nolan, a few tips, especially for those who are starting out a business, a family business, right? So for the startups, any suggestions or recommendations?
What would you say?
Uh, I I was gonna say marriage counselor.
Yeah.
Actually, that's very true.
Like, be prepared to talk a lot, and like you can't hold anything back.
Yeah, if
Ex-
anything, doing business together actually was like a form of counseling for us because
Yeah.
it forced us to communicate and many times over communicate because we just keep talking about like if we weren't working together, I don't know if we'd be as strong of a couple because there have
Mm,
been so many times when we were just like
Yeah.
we just did not want to talk to each other, but for the sake of the
You
business we
have
had to.
to.
Yeah, and then it's like through those uncomfortable conversations we like realize, oh, like we got to understand each other better. And if we hadn't forced ourselves to do that, I don't know if we might have just kind of kept going like this.
Yeah.
mm,
Not to say that all married couples should go into business with each other, because I know that some marriages don't work well
Yeah.
like that. And
mhm.
but I think going off of what Jamie said, like if you are going into family business together or going into a family business, the key really is communication, like
Yeah.
and really working on it. Whether you're going into therapy to do it or making making exact decisions of like how to keep the communications going. So like we forced ourselves
Exactly.
to do like consistent meetings and
Yeah.
and learn how to communicate with each other so we know how each other receives information and what's important to share
So
and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, communication. So some people think, oh, being married, it's easy. It's easier to actually do business because, or if you're a family, it's easier to do business. But actually, there's that side, right? That of course, in an office setup or in a corporate setup, right? After 5 o'clock, or 4 o'clock, you
Yeah.
leave. Okay, and
Yeah.
then that's it. Okay, but in a family run business, you're together 24/7 most of the time, right? So as Nolan said, even if you don't want to talk to each other because you probably have a disagreement or an argument about a certain aspect of the business, you cannot because you have a
Yeah.
business to run, right? So in a way that's a positive and a negative, but as they said, it actually as you are able to go through the hurdles of communication, right? Communication is very vital. Then it actually improves. It's sabi nga ni Nolan. Okay, that's a Filipino. It actually added. It's a form of in a way counseling, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So no counseling needed. Yeah, but kidding aside, yes, it's probably Nolan and Jamie are blessed to actually. I think one of their strengths is really listening. Because part of communication that most people forget is the listening part, right? So if you guys are always just talking, but you don't listen to the other person, then that's not communication. And that's where most, I think, communication aspect fails. Okay, you really have to listen, and that's why I super adore this couple. They're not perfect. They're not absolutely perfect, but they make things happen. And as you can see, they're so, you know, real. Okay, genuine. Whatever you see there, that's it, right? So, all right. So they talk about things that most people would not even talk about, right? So because of that's how they are, and I think that actually resonates also in the way they do business. That's why their clients like them because they're very they tell you what they can do, cannot do, and suggestions here and there. And that's one thing for me, as a client I would love. Okay, I don't want people promising me the sun and the moon, and then in the end this is what I get. Right?
Yeah.
So it goes both ways. So that's one thing that I really, really love about it, and that I can learn, and I learned from them. Right? And we have Janet. Hi, Janet. Hi, Lala and Jamie and Nolan too. I love you guys. We love you too, Janet. Thanks for
Hi,
being
Janet.
here. Yes, my dear friend, Animal Paradise Communication and Healing. I actually created a short with her last night. Yes, because
Oh, wow.
I met with her my last day or last 2 days before I left. I met with
Oh,
Janet in where was it?
DC?
Georgetown. Okay,
Oh.
and yeah, we had lunch, and we were just like teenagers. It felt like we were teenagers, and then we were meeting after class, stuff like that. Yeah, so it was so much fun. And I said I would love to, like, probably when if ever I get to go to Hawaii, I would definitely seek you guys
yeah.
and have a reunion, so to speak, as well. And she is also saying hi to Marcus, Tina, and Roy. That short was so fun. Indeed, it was so hard to put it into a short, you know? Okay, so from now that you have this business in place, I know that you also have, on top of the website and of course the YouTube channel, you also have, on the side, Nolan also has his own like a business, right, Nolan? Okay, so can you
Kind of
tell us?
like a brand, I guess.
Yes, like a brand. Yes. Oh, maybe you would want to share also that part.
Sure. Well, you're talking about communication and being a good listener. Well, since, maybe Jamie doesn't want to hear me talk as much because I tend to talk a lot, I figured I'll find an audience that will want to listen to me. So I created a podcast and I MC live events and I made a game show and things so that I could get out all the things I want to say without having to make her have to listen to it all. But that's kind of before we started our business together. Something that I always had done in the side since entering my 20s was in entertainment. I did
Mhm.
a lot of acting, so I've been in a lot of like local commercials and productions and stuff. And I was doing radio as well and things. So I've always just had this passion, as well as being behind the camera and producing videos, is being in front as well and being in front of audiences and helping people connect through hosting or emceeing and such. So yeah, I've been doing wedding and live event emceeing for over 15 years now.
Wow.
I started a podcast. I don't remember how long. Every time I look, I would go, "Wow, it's really been that long." So I'll just say, like, we've done over 200 some odd episodes already. So that
Wow.
that long,
So the
and
podcast has been that long, and it's actually
yeah,
really nice. You're one of the very firsts, that I actually know about you, who does podcast. So I
mm,
actually, yes, and you also had Gloria one time in your podcast, right? And
yeah,
that was really so much fun. So if you have not heard or gone to their podcast, I put all the links in the description also down below. So please head on to, there are 200 videos. So especially in the Philippines, Nolan and Jamie, traffic here is horrible. I think we're part of the top 10 in the world, when it comes to how
we're
horrible
right there
traffic
next
is.
to you then, because we got horrible traffic here
Right,
too.
so perfect, right? Instead of getting stressed with focusing on the traffic, listen to the podcast of Nolan. It is
Yeah, it's
really
called
a
hanging
lot of
out,
fun. Yes, hanging
hanging
out.
out with Nolan Hong. Yeah.
Yes, hanging out with Nolan, huh? And how about the Facebook community? Do you still have the Facebook community?
So we do. I mean, we've created a couple of different Facebook groups and such.
Mm-hmm.
And admittedly, we've kind of let a couple of them just hang out on their own, but but they're still there. And if people still have things they want to talk about and stuff, they can. But yeah, we have a Hawaii small business group. We also
Mm-hmm.
have a what is it called?
Hanging out in Hawaii.
No, the other one. Did we close it?
I don't know.
There's another one which I think you're familiar with, Lala.
Uh-huh.
But then the one that we kind of are paying the most attention to now, which isn't a lot of attention, but is hanging out in Hawaii, which is for people who either are from or have a connection to Hawaii that just want to have good, positive content of the place that they love and the people here in Hawaii. So that's
Oh,
kind of the different groups that we have
I
going
love
on.
that. Hanging out in Hawaii, right? Who would
Yeah,
not want to hang out with you guys in Hawaii?
yeah.
Right? Who would not want to do that? I would absolutely love to do that, right?
Well, come
And
on over. We're waiting for you.
yes,
You
let's
and
all go
Superfruit.
there. Yes, it's open now. I might surprise you guys. One of these days, I might just knock on your door. Yes, no, my show's gonna be like Mommy Lala around the world.
Yeah, yeah. And then we can make a short.
Oh, absolutely. And Tina said half asleep because it's too early for her. And Coffee
Oh, I
Tina,
thought we're
just
putting her
kidding.
to sleep. Sorry, Tina.
Yes, because we ended our show about close to midnight last night. We have crafty nights every Wednesdays
Oh
and
my God.
Saturdays. But don't worry because we are always like this. We also have to work, so we wake up early. I saw that shrieking shorts with both of you in it. Yes, look like one. Yes, Tina. Yes, that's why I said in the title shrieking caution because you know how I am when I'm excited. Like, right? So Janet! So shrieking caution there. And we have Dinky Magnuson. Hi. This is my
Ding, ding.
my dear friend. She's a vet. Okay. And she also loves animals. She has a combination, I don't know how many cats and dogs she has in her
Oh
house.
wow.
Yes. And they
That
also
sounds fun.
adopt stray animals, make them better and then find them new homes. That's also one of their
Oh,
advocacies. Yes, that is amazing. 200. Yes, Janet. 200 and still going. Still going strong.
yeah. How
That's
many are we at? I
Yes,
need to know.
hanging out with Nolan Hong. Okay, that's his podcast. There you go. Check out Pop Creative Media, everyone. Actually, right during the pandemic, that didn't stop you from creating or doing the business, right? I remember
Yeah.
you were one of those who I know actually did virtual weddings, right? Weddings will continue on virtual, right? You
Yeah.
did that, right?
Everything
So
was virtual.
yes,
Yeah.
everything was virtual, and they actually, that didn't stop them. They still continued on, and now you're back to face, right, Jamie and Nolan?
Mhm.
Yes, there you go. Woof woof, meow meow. Yes, that's my dear friend. And advance happy birthday, my dear. I know it's her birthday pretty soon because it's her birthday is very near Christmas. There you go. Hi, Dinky. Yes, so Doc Shirley. Okay, as we fondly call her. This has been an amazing, amazing morning. Thank you so much, Nolan and Jamie, for agreeing to come to
Oh,
Mommy
thank you
Guide.
for
I
having
know
us.
you guys are very busy, especially this time of the year. A lot of events, a lot of happenings. And on top of that, parents, all right, to amazing teenagers.
Like pretty good teenagers.
Yes, I also have a teenager. Oh, no, she's actually an adult. Oh my gosh. So, I
What?
treat Super Floop as a teenager. But then I realized, oh, she's 20. She's no longer a teenager. But,
Maybe that therein lies the problem. You've been looking at her as something younger than she is. Start to realize you have a young adult there. Super Floop, we support you.
there, you found a supporter in Nolan and Jamie's app. Because
I
like,
would
mom,
like
I
you to
want to
make
do
me.
this. Like, I want to
Yeah.
do that. I said, no. Okay, go with nanny. It's like, mom, I'm 20. Oh. It's like she wants to hang out with friends. I said, okay, you're going with nanny. But she's gonna be on the side. She will not, mom, no, I'm not going. If I'm going with Anna, Yaya Hedi, I'm not going. Now I'm slowly, letting her, go on her own. Give me
Yeah.
some slack. It's like I have separation anxiety.
She's a beautiful
But
butterfly. Let her spread her wings.
exactly. That's very true. And my friends actually are Lala, let her. Like Tina One Kenobi in the chat. She's saying, let her, let her. Okay, we will go out. You're not included. I'm not part of it, right? So again, thank you so much, Nolan and Jamie. This has been an amazing time with you guys. And I hope this will not be the last, that we can also have you back again soon in the future. All
Oh, that'd
right.
be great. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you to everyone in the
you.
chat. You guys are awesome. This has been so much fun.
All right. Thank you, guys. And with that, that concludes our day, Vlogmas day number 15. Thank you so much, Nolan and Jamie. And we'll see you again, guys, tomorrow for vlog number 16 with Cheryl Wolf. We talk about wellness. All right. So with that, bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much again for joining us today. See you again tomorrow for another Vlogmas day. Bye. Have a great day.